back and forth. So yeah, that's one other video. Okay, hang on. Okay, and probably final video, I just want to show you some interesting stuff in stats. So if you go up and then scroll across, you've seen this. What I found quite interesting is if you look at the different workforces, you can see the sources, but you can see the usage. So if you're really short on a workforce, it's worth looking at these to go, right, well, for this, I'm 20 short for whatever reason. I would look at that and I go, okay, my usage of the Libertas ones, military buildings is minus 80, City Watch minus 74.5, production minus 40. There's not really much you can do about the production buildings. You can go in and pause them and you'll get some of those back, that's fine. Units is minus 36, I believe that's my army stuff. But I could, for example, delete a city watch and hope nothing bad happens, but I mean, again, I wouldn't really do that. But military buildings would be the obvious candidate to kind of get ditched there, and vice versa. And look, there's a minus 3 on ships, but like that for me before was like minus 600 or something stupid. So then I switched all the workforce, which I showed you. Now, if I go across to the plebeian ones, I keep calling them the sandal guys, pretty much all that workforce is tied up in production buildings. So the only way I could get those guys back, other than building new houses and upgrading, is to go and pause productions, find which ones they work in and pause them. Same with equites as well. There are some units, minus 44 in units is actually this cavalry. Once you get cavalry, they take it from the equites. And then patrician, barely anything's gone into production building. I've got a huge surplus. The reason why I've got such a huge surplus of that is A, because they bring in more money, but also because you actually need to get more of those in order to do certain projects like the Colosseum. You need to have lots of them. But yeah, all in all, it's pretty... There's method to the madness. In fact, there's no madness really, because I've checked up clever and good ways of doing things. But I'll send it all through to you. The main thing is just I've realised, like, try not to panic about certain things, because actually, you know, for example, every time that bloke comes and asks to pay the ransom, I never do it. I just now don't have any trade routes, which I know is not ideal. But the problem is, right, so if I was to make peace with him, this is what I was going to say, if I make peace with him, that emperor in the top left then starts to hate me. And the problem is that if he starts to hate you, this island here, where you can buy goods and items like specialists, if you get a negative thing with the emperor, you can never access these. Now, in all honesty, I'm actually starting to realise that these specialists are so shit that it's not even worth it in the first place. So actually, it might not be a bad thing just to be in bad odour with the emperor, and then therefore would just not have to be at war all the time. And actually, if I show you my diplomacy, the vast majority of these guys I've now got defensive pacts with. I did have some treaties. They're a bit annoying because if you do anything wrong, they'll say, I don't want to be in a treaty with you. So my plan at the moment next is just to build everything up, get my islands working, then probably just go and attack some of these guys. This guy's got so much shit. She's taking over loads of stuff. My economic power is pretty good compared to everybody else except for her. But this guy, like, oh my god, I mean, this guy's an absolute nightmare. His naval power of 18.4. If you look at the map in the bottom left, all those black triangles are all his ships that just literally, look at these, they go 4 strong. That's my thing that's firing out of them. They go 4 strong per thing, 3 strong, 3 strong. You just get absolutely smashed by it. And then up in his island here, he's just got patrols, he's got everything. And typically also one of my islands just happens to be next door. Also, what's quite funny as well, I'm just going to go across the island, maybe it'll show, the other NPCs who play with you, they end up getting absolutely nailed all the time. All their harbours are always down. But anyway, that's another video.